Welcome to Figure Feedback. My name is Jeremy, and I have never played a tabletop game in my entire life. No wargaming, no D&D, nothing. But over the past few months, I've been getting more curious about this because I know that a lot of people have a great time playing these games. I've just always found them to be intimidating on the surface with all the different rules and data sheets and tape measures. It always seemed like it was more math than actually having fun, and I do not like math. But I decided to go out to Target the other day and pick up this. Now this is Warhammer 40K Space Marine, the board game. It's based on the upcoming video game Warhammer 40K Space Marine 2, which I will definitely be picking up. But this game is supposed to be a nice entry point to the larger Warhammer 40K tabletop universe. It's supposed to have some more simplified rules in order to entice a newbie with no experience like me into getting into the whole thing as a whole. The cost on this is $39.99, and from what I understand, that is a really good value for what you're getting in this box, especially for the miniatures. They say that if you were to sell Captain Titus and all the Tyranids individually, you'll be able to make more than double the cost of everything else that's inside of this box. But I'm not in it to resell anything. I just want to see how user-friendly this is, how someone like me who's never done anything like this before, I don't know anything about these kind of games, I want to see how effective Games Workshop is when it comes to introducing new people into this hobby. Here's a look at the back of the box, and interestingly enough, it is designed in the UK but manufactured in the USA, so that was pretty surprising, I do have to say. But anyway, I'm going to open this up and we're going to take a look at everything that's on the inside. That's the other side of the lid. Seems like it'll be pretty cool to roll some dice in here to kind of just keep them contained. At least I think that's what you're supposed to do, or maybe you can just roll it on the board, whatever, we'll see. But here is the handbook. In the grim darkness of the far future, there is only war. Don't you know it? So looking at this here, it is fully colored, some nice artwork inside here. I don't know what exactly all of this entails. I'm going to have to look through all of this because I am a super noob. But the table of contents has an introduction, how to build your models, read about Space Marines and Tyranids, and learn how to play Warhammer 40K as well as next steps. So I will go through this and see what that's all about. Oh, this is the game board. Wow, look at that. So this is all wrapped in plastic, and wow, this certainly does seem like it's pretty high quality. I was really expecting like a cardboard like cutout that's like already in the box and maybe it's folded in two, but this seems like it's pretty thick and decent quality. It's got some weight to it. Interesting. Okay. All right. I know that Games Workshop stuff tends to be a bit on the expensive side, so at least I'm seeing at least where some of those costs are going to. And then here are the sprue kits that contain all the different pieces for the for Titus and as well as all the Tyranids. So let's see, how many do we have here? Here's 1, 2, 3. 4 and 5 individual sets with these sprues with all these figures on here. And I did try to do things right for all the Warhammer veterans out there, and I do have myself some flush cutters as well as a hobby knife to kind of chip away at the excess that the sprues might leave behind. And then also there's a bunch of bases in here. I got to be careful so that I don't lose them. Tons of different bases inside of here. They're all loose in the box. I don't know if it's supposed to be like that. I hope so. Then inside of this white pouch, I'm guessing these are the die. Yep. It's supposed to be 6 of them, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 die. Very nice. And then these things. I I looked at a video, so I guess these are like objective markers and wound counters, I think. And I have to cut those out and use those. And then lastly, there's no tape measure, but they do include a ruler. This makes it a little less intimidating for someone like me, because when I would see people breaking out a tape measure as if they're about to do some construction and they're doing all this and they're got a pencil and they're marking stuff. And I thought to myself, like, why isn't there just something like this that they can use? Why do you always have to use a tape measure? But this makes it a lot less intimidating. So for a new player perspective, I don't know how new this is or if they've been doing this for a long time, but keep doing things like this. It makes it a lot more approachable. All right, so that's it. That's all the stuff that's in the box. So I need to familiarize myself with how to play and everything, and then I'm going to try a sample game. And I've asked my wife if she could join me in playing this game, and she says she would. She doesn't know anything about this stuff, and she has zero interest in any of it. She's only doing it because I asked her to. All right, so we'll see how that goes. So I've put together the vast majority of these figures, and I'm just kind of going around and clipping off the rest so that I can have all of these Tyranids built. And just from the perspective of a new player, me personally, I don't mind doing this, but a lot of these Tyranids look the same. And so I'm kind of wondering exactly, like, why do they choose to go with a sprue kit? Is it more of a traditional thing? I know that people like to kit bash and customize and make their own stuff, but it's just really time consuming when you really just want to get down to it and start playing, but you have to do all this first. And then also getting one of these little utility knives, hobby knives, and scraping away some of the excess sprue bits, which I have already managed to cut my finger. Trying to do this, so I'm guessing maybe that's a bit of a rite of passage for wargaming. Everyone's gonna cut their finger eventually on stuff like this. At least that's what I keep telling myself. But yeah, I mean, I don't mind doing this. It can be kind of relaxing, therapeutic, what have you. But it is really time consuming. So I'm just kind of wondering, why wouldn't they just already come assembled? Is there a reason for that? I like to know. All right, so I got the board all set up. We're ready to play. I've kind of familiarized myself with the rules a little bit. How much do you know about Warhammer 40K?
Zero.
Me too. What? Well, at least as far as this board game goes. So the thing is, and I'll pass this book to you so that you can read different things too. But for the very first thing, we're going to do training scenario number 1, which is just moving and shooting to kind of get a sense of, just how everything is going to work at the most basic level. So you are going to play as these Tyranid alien thingies.
Oh, okay.
Just 3 of them for this training scenario, and I'm going to be this guy right here, Lieutenant Titus. All right, so here's what it says. It says choose who will play the Space Marines and who will play as the Tyranids. Each player takes 3 dice. So these are your 3 dice.
Oh, okay.
And set up your models as shown. I've already done that. So I set yours up the way that they got it here inside of the manual. And what we'll need is 3 of them, 1 of him, the dice. This is a ruler because you have to kind of measure. And then these, we don't need these for this, but then these are like markers to show how much damage somebody takes if they take any damage.
So what are those circle thingies for?
I think these are just indicators for where you put your stuff in different games.
Oh. Play different games. How many different games can you play with this?
There's 2 training scenarios, and then there's, let's see, training scenario 2, and then there is a game called Objective Secured, and I think there's another one, and Hold the Line. So 2 bigger games and 2 training missions. I don't know, because I know that they expand these things through, you got to kind of keep up with it, and they might change some stuff, but just as far as what comes in this box, it's just these game types. I'm sure people can make their own stuff up too. All right, so the setup for this is Lieutenant Titus sprints through the corridors of the infested battle barge. He is determined to locate and destroy any Tyranids on board, which is these guys.
Am I the bad guy?
It's hard to say who's the good guy in this world. Everyone is kind of horrible.
Oh, nice.
But I guess he would be the good guy technically because they're aliens and we don't know them. But anyway,
That
so
sounds very xenophobic.
they are xenophobic.
Yeah.
These like space marines and this whole imperium, they are extremely xenophobic, like super highly religious zealots.
Wow.
Like the worst of the worst.
That's terrible.
It is terrible. All right, so he can move 6 inches. Titus can using this ruler. So these are all inches. So he can move up to 6 inches from his base. And from what I see, what other people kind of do, I think you kind of just take it from like here, I guess, from like the center of his base, and then just kind of measure from there. So the first phase is movement. So the first thing that I'm going to do is move him up to 6 inches, basically kind of wherever I want. These black bars are like walls, so like you can't shoot through a wall, so you have to kind of be out in the open. And I know that he can move pretty much anywhere as long as it's like 6 inches. So you know what I'll
shooting at each other?
Yeah, they're shooting, and then there's like melee as well.
That's crazy.
So I guess from like right here, if I'm going to move him 6 inches, and I will move him like right there, I think. So I'm going to move him there. And it's still my turn here because there's different phases. So that's the movement phase. Now the shooting phase. So he can make 2 shooting attacks against an enemy within 12 inches. So first I have to make sure that one of your guys is within 12 inches of me. It says, remember, you can check to see if you can draw an imaginary line between the models without it crossing a wall. So 12 inches from him, that would make this guy. All right, so that guy would be my target. Let's see. Roll 2 dice. These are called attack rolls. Each attack roll represents a fiery burst being made by his heavy bolt pistol. Any attack rolls of 1 or 2 miss, and any attack rolls of 3, 4, 5, or 6 hit this guy. All right, so I got to roll 2 dice, and I got to get at least 3, 4, 5, or 6. All right?
3, 4, 5, or 6.
Yes, in order for it to hit. Wow, double 3s, and I got lucky, didn't I? Okay, so technically that would be a hit. He could also, if there was more than one person out here, I can do 2 attacks against 1 target, or I can target 2 enemies, and it'll be 1 attack per enemy. But since there's only 1 out here, he would technically be hit. But it also says for you, for each attack that hits you, you have the opportunity to roll a dice to see if that attack has been stopped by your armor, and that's called a save roll.
Okay.
So any save rolls of 1, 2, 3, or 4 fail to save you from that attack, and any rolls of 5 or 6 save you from that attack.
Oh, that's crazy. I only get 2 that can save me when you have 4 that can hit me.
Yeah.
Well,
there's more of you. We got to try to balance it, I guess. It says if either attack hits the termagant or this Tyranid guy, if any attack hits and it fails to save, then it's slain. And you have to remove it from the battle mat. And if the armor saves it from every attack that hits, it lives to fight on. So take a couple of dice and roll, and you have to get either 5 or 6.
So what was the other numbers? You said, what was it, 2, 3, and 4?
For me, I had to hit. I had to roll a 3, 4, 5, or 6 to actually hit them. And for you, you have to roll either 5 or 6 to save yourself.
And so if I hit anything else beyond a 5 or 6, I'm dead.
Yeah, you're dead.
That's terrible.
So you only need 2 dice for this. I'll just put that to the side.
Okay, so 3, so 5 or 6.
5 or 6.
And if anyone's watching this, wondering why I'm covered in a blanket, it's because it's cold downstairs. Cold.
As it should be. Oh, wow, would you look at that? So you got saved from 1 attack, but you know, he shot twice. So
I'm dead?
Yeah, you're still dead.
What was the point of...
You're still dead. And it'll be the roll of the dice.
Oh, so it's per dice. It's not all together.
Yeah, at least not for this training game. It's not.
Oh,
I don't know if that
I thought
changes,
it was like...
but that's just how it is for right now.
So you shot twice. Mm-hmm. So that's why it was 2.
Yeah.
As opposed to 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this guy...
So both of them hit, and one of them was like, that was just a graze, but the second one was a direct hit.
Either attack fails to save roll, then he's slain. So you remove this guy.
Aww, I'm sorry, little guy.
Oh, you wouldn't say that if it were real.
I don't know that.
Okay, so it
might just be misunderstood. You don't know.
So now it's your turn. Okay. Do you want
shoot you?
Do you want to read?
No, you can read to me because I'm wrapped up in my blanket.
Okay, so here's the thing. Your guys can move up to 6 inches. You move them 1 at a time and use the ruler to measure 6 inches from their base and then move the model that distance. Note that models can move around corners so long as they don't move further than 6 inches. So you can move these guys 6 inches wherever you want.
So how did you know where the starting place was?
It told me. It was a little diagram that said set it up like this.
Okay. So I can move anywhere just as long as it's 6 inches?
Yeah.
So I can move like over here?
If it's 6 inches, you can.
Okay. And either one of these guys?
Yeah, just move them 1 at a time. It doesn't matter which one.
Okay, so 6 inches from here.
No, I think it's like, I feel like it's, is it like the center of the base? I feel like it might be this, or it might be the tip of the base. I think it's the tip, actually. I think I was wrong in the beginning.
Just the tip?
Just the tip.
Nice. All right, so then I can go like as far as right here. Or do I have to get into a square?
No, you don't. You can put anywhere. It's just decorations.
Okay, so I can move like right here.
Mm-hmm.
So then what are these squares? So there's no real...
At this point, these like little grids here, I don't think they have anything to do with anything.
Oh.
They're just kind of there.
And then you have to be 12 inches from me too? Oh.
Well, we'll get to
I guess that's
that.
12 inches.
You have to move that guy too.
Oh, I have to move them both at the same time?
Yeah.
At the same location, or can they?
No, you can move them wherever.
Oh,
as long as it's 6 inches.
Okay, so I'll move this guy like right here, I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Make them point towards me. Make it real.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, so that's your movement phase. Now here's your shooting phase. All right, so you can shoot with each of your guys. First, you shoot with one, making an attack roll, and then I'll do the save roll, and then you repeat for each one that you have. So you can make one shooting attack against an enemy within 12 inches. So first make sure that Titus is within 12 inches, then roll 1 dice, and that's the attack roll. Any attack roll of 1, 2, or 3 miss. Any attack roll of 4, 5, or 6 hits.
Oh, so it's just 1 dice now?
Yeah, because you're doing, well, if you wanted to speed it up, you could roll both at the same time, you know, but they're just trying to ease you in. Since they both have to attack, you could roll them both if you wanted to.
So, why'd you get 2 dice and I got 1? Okay.
Because my pistol represents 2 shots.
Oh,
yours is just 1 shot.
Just 1 shot and 1 shot.
1 shot each, yeah.
Oh, okay. So this is for this guy. Okay.
Okay.
So 6. What does that mean again?
So that means that that's a hit. Okay.
I hit you. And then this guy. So you said 3, 4, 5, and 6 is a hit?
No, 4, 5, and 6 is a hit.
4, 5, and 6. Oh, okay. 4, 5, and 6 is a hit. 1, 2, and 3 is a miss.
Yeah.
Okay. So 6 hit you, and then this guy.
All right, so that's a miss.
Okay.
So now I have to
How did he miss? He's like right there. terrible.
Well, now I
That's a
have to
terrible
do
shot.
the save. All right, so it says for each attack that hits me,
Ridiculous.
I roll a dice to see if that has been stopped by my power armor. That's the save roll. So any save roll of 1 or 2 have failed to save me. Any roll of 3, 4, 5, or 6 saves me from the attack.
What?
If any attack hits me and it fails the save roll, I take damage. And I place a wound marker, which is these red triangles, next to me to indicate that I've been wounded. And when he has 5 wounds, then he dies.
Nice.
So I need to do 3, 4, 5, or 6
3, 4, 5, or 6
to
saves
save
you.
myself. Yes.
That's ridiculous.
3 again.
That's ridiculous.
So you
That's
have
ridiculous.
failed to hit me.
That's ridiculous.
Tyranid scum.
Why do you get
So-
4 things that save you?
Because when you start playing the
Terrible.
other game modes, there'll be more of them on the board at the same time, and they
cheating.
all have an opportunity to hit you. So they gotta try to balance it somehow.
Nah, or they could just have one-on-one.
I feel kind of like this training mission is weighted towards him, since there's only 3 and basically
Yeah.
1 hit killed you. But anyway, it says next round, if Titus and at least one of these guys is still alive, then keep taking turns until one side has annihilated the other. For this training scenario, don't need to keep moving, just practice on attack rolls and save rolls. All right, so I'm not going to even move. I'll just go straight to the attack, which is the 2
Wow.
two dice, right?
So, okay.
So I need to do the 3, 4, 5, or 6. All right.
3, 4. See, this is not fair.
So I got 5.
Wow.
Well, actually, hold on. I probably should have checked this. Okay, so you guys are both within 12. So I'm going to split my attack. I'm going to shoot you, and I'm going to shoot you. So you got to do the save roll now, and now you have to roll either a
So I'm back
5 or 6 in order to save yourself. And if you don't,
Terrible.
then they die. again.
That's terrible. This is a terrible game. I'm already starting to hate this game. It's definitely skewed. So one at a time?
You can do 2 if you want to represent both of them, since I'm shooting each of them individually.
Wow. So I have to do a 5 or 6 to be saved.
Yes, 5 or 6.
That's ridiculous. I got 4, so he's dead.
Dead.
So I gotta take him off now?
Yep.
That's ridiculous.
He's dead.
It's ridiculous. I hate this game. This game's dumb.
1.
So both my guys are
So
dead.
Captain Titus wins this training round.
Wow.
Now you shouldn't feel bad,
Wow.
because Space Marines are like 7.5 feet tall, and they're superhuman, and
Are you
they're
serious?
yeah. Okay, so that was training mission number 1 that I think was balanced towards Titus in this one.
Yeah, or as I like to say, not balanced at all. So
Yeah.
that's what that was.
But all right, let's try training scenario number 2. So in this training, it's going to teach us how to fight in close combat. So it's no shooting. It's just close combat now. So this training scenario will teach you that. Choose who plays the Space Marines, me, and you're the Tyranids. Each player takes 3 dice and sets up their models on the mat as shown below.
Yeah, you said
So
it.
you get 7 of these
7
guys
people can
in
die
a
now.
Ripper swarm.
Nice.
So you can put...
Rippers, what now?
So yeah, the Ripper Swarm is
What are these
this.
things called? What are these things called again?
Termagants.
Termagants?
Termagants. I'll just call them all
Yeah.
Tyranids, because that's like their race name. So there's your Ripper Swarm, and then you have these. You have. It looks like these 3 are here, and then yeah. So you just put these guys inside of those green circles.
Yeah, this is definitely.
Now you're evening out the odds.
Oh, is it
Yeah.
evening out the odds?
And then I have to start
I feel like this is
over here. This is where I start.
cheating me.
Okay. I mean, look, and you got 8 of them now.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And it
So
looks
8
like
of my people can die now.
it looks like you're starting first. So it says in this scenario, Titus and the Tyranids are out of ammunition, so you won't be making any shooting attacks. Instead, you'll be charging into close quarters to fight your enemies. So it looks like Do you go first in this one? Yeah, because it says like you're starting off here. All right. So it says that the termagants and the Ripper Swarm can move up to 6 inches. Move them one at a time. Use the ruler to measure 6 inches from the base, and move the model that distance is shown. When your models are finished, or when your models, oh, it's a typo here. It says when your models finishing their move, they must be more than 1 inch away from any enemy models. So move your guys up to 6 inches, and they have to be more than 1 inch away from me when they stop, which I think they will be because
I gotta move 8 people now.
yes, you do.
Okay, so 6 inches.
And remember, this is all about close combat, so the idea is to get in my face.
Well, how is this guy supposed to get in your face? He's all the way back here.
Well, eventually. Well, there's something else coming as well. So for now, just move them to 6 inches. So that's your movement, but they also have something called charging. So this is the charging phase. It says that the termagants and the Ripper Swarm can attempt to charge an enemy within 12 inches of them if they can see them. So you draw an imaginary line between the models to check. To charge with the Tyranids, roll 2 dice and add the results. Each Tyranid model can move that far in inches as long as that model finishes that move within 1 inch of me. So you have to roll 2 dice.
But wait, does this one still have to be 12 inches away? Because this is not, I don't know.
Yeah, if he's within 12 inches away and you got a line of sight, then you can roll for that particular one.
Okay, so 2 dice for each one, or?
For each one that's within 12 inches of him.
I guess all of them, I guess. So I guess this one in the back is just about 12 inches. All right, so what is the number I'm going for now?
You just roll them and then you add the amount, and then whatever that is.
So that's 5, 6, 9.
So that's 9. So you can move 9 inches.
So I have to measure all of them all over again?
You can move this. Like it doesn't say up to 9 inches. It just says that you can move that far in inches as long as that model finishes within 1 inch. So you're like more than, or it's less than 9 inches. So you can just bring them right up to me if you wanted to. That's what I think.
I'm just gonna do that. I don't want to do this. It's like 8 times of measures.
All these guys are within.
Yeah. Sure.
And the other thing, and they didn't say it yet, but I know that you could surround him. And if you did surround him, then that would mean that I would not be able to move.
Oh, yeah. That's like,
Well, it's too late now. No, you
well, you didn't tell me that until after I moved, though.
No, you
You're cheating.
I am not cheating.
Sir, this is called cheating.
It is not saying anything about that
This
in
is
here
called
yet.
cheating
I
right
just
now.
know that it can eventually.
Like, oh, after
okay,
you
so
move
here's the
now,
thing.
you can...
All right, here's the thing. Now you got your attack phase. So each Tyranid makes their attacks with their models. The Ripper Swarm can make 5 attacks against Titus if it's within 1 inch of him. Ooh, looks like your Ripper Swarm is a little bit too far. This represents the Ripper tearing at armor and flesh with their jagged teeth. All right, so any attack rolls of 1, 2, 3, or 4 miss. Any attack rolls of 5 or 6 hit. Each Termagant can make 2 attacks against Titus if it's within 1 inch of him. So any attack rolls of 1, 2, 3, or 4 miss, and any attack rolls of 5 or 6 hits. For each attack that hits me, I roll a dice to see if it's been stopped. Any save rolls of 1 or 2 fail. Any save rolls of 3, 4, or 5 save Titus from the attack, and he takes no damage. If any attack hits and I fail to save, then he takes damage, and then you got to put the wound marker. So, all right, so dang. So you got a lot of hits going on here.
So now I have to roll these dice 8 times?
I think, well, as long as if they're within 1 inch of him, then yes.
So is that 2 of them that's within
I don't know,
Since you waited until after I moved them to tell me the rest of the
I'm following
rules.
the instructions in order. No, see, here's the thing. You're not mad at me because
not mad.
they
I'm
didn't.
just saying you're cheating. That's all.
I am not.
I'm not mad.
Because they did not say that up until this point. So if you're just reading up and down and then you find out later, because here's something else that they didn't tell you, and this is good for new people. In the back is a data sheet that tells you even more things that he can do. So for this guy, it says that when he slays an enemy, you roll a dice. And if you roll a 3, 4, 5, or 6, then you remove a wound marker from him. And from what I see, they don't even mention that in this scenario. So you could save yourself from being hurt and not know it. So that's not on me. It's on Games Workshop and their instructions.
It's fine. I'll let you cheat.
Okay, but you haven't attacked yet. You can roll a couple of dice for each one that's within 1 inch of him, and see what you get.
So there's like 2 of them that's in 1 inch.
Don't know. Use your ruler so you can see what's 1 inch.
I mean, I can see.
You need the ruler.
It's like this one and this one.
You need to use the ruler.
Clearly not this one, or not this one, and not this one.
Clearly,
and not this
you
one,
need to
and
use
not
the
this one,
ruler.
and not this one. So it's this one.
All right, go ahead. You don't have to.
One.
If you sell yourself short, that's not my problem. Go ahead.
No one else that's...
No, go ahead. Roll the dice.
There. See, I'm measuring it. Okay? There's no one else.
No one can see that.
There you go.
Roll your dice. You got 2. So you had 3 or 2. I think that misses because you needed to do 5 or 6.
So wait. Why am I doing the 2 dice?
Because they attack 2 times. Each one attacks twice.
So this one roll is for all of them.
No, this one roll is for one of them. So if they were all within 1 inch, then you would roll.
So that guy missed twice.
He missed twice. Yes.
Okay. And that guy hits once.
Okay, so that he would have hit once. All right, so now I have to do the save roll, and my save roll is going to be.
Why is there so many dice?
You can use a lot more than this because this has fast dice right here. It says you can roll the dice for multiple termagants at the same time when making attacks to speed up your game. So, for example, if 5 termagants were attacking Titus at the same time, you roll 10 dice and then working out the total number of successful attacks and having me do the same thing. All right, so I got to do a save. 3, 4, 5, or 6 will save me. I am saved. I got a 4.
Oh, wow. I didn't see that
You
coming.
fail again, alien scum.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
Okay, so now it's my turn for the attack. So the Space Marine player may fight with Titus if he is within 1 inch of at least one enemy. I can make 5 attacks. It represents making sweeping blows with my chainsword. Attack rolls of 3, 4, 5, or 6 hit an enemy. For each attack that hits, the Space Marine player must pick a termagant or Ripper Swarm within 1 inch of me, and then the Tyrannid player makes a save roll to see if it's going to be stopped by your armor. You have to do a 5 or 6 for a save roll. 1, 2, 3, or 4 fail. If you fail it, then you die. Remove it from the battle mat. If a Ripper Swarm, that guy, fails to save, he takes damage, and he needs 4 wounds to be slain. So the Ripper Swarm.
Wait, so only 2 of my guys can attack you, but you can attack all of my guys?
No, I have to attack whatever's within 1 inch of me.
Oh, okay. So you're gonna do the attack to my 2 guys now.
So first I have to do the movement. That's within 6 inches, and I have to stay.
Moving?
Well, if I choose to move, then I have to stay more than 1 inch away from any enemy models. So it says I have to stay more than 1 inch away from enemy models. But if I'm surrounded, he can't move, and you have to stay and fight until you can make a gap. So I have to be within 1. All right, so I'm just going to attack this guy here, right? Mm-hmm. All right, so I'm going to attack that guy directly in front of me. He can also,
the other guy?
whatever. What? He can also charge. So once I do my movement, then I can do a charge. It says that he can attempt to charge any enemy within 12 inches as long as he's not within 1 inch of any enemy models. Okay, so I wouldn't be able to charge at this point anyway. You roll 2 dice and add the results. The result is how many inches I can move when charging, and then he can move that far in inches as long as he finishes that move within 1 inch of any enemy model. I'm kind of confused because it's saying in the movement phase I have to stay more than 1 inch away, but then charging it says that I have to finish the move within 1 inch.
Yeah,
so that's kind of weird. I feel like it should just be 1 inch within 1 inch all the way around.
Yeah.
But anyway, fighting. When in fighting close combat, take turns picking the models to fight with. Blah blah blah. Starting with the players who turn in as each model can fight once per turn. Space Marines may fight with Titus. He doesn't have any Space Marines with him, so I can do 5 attack rolls. Okay. So I guess that means I can roll 5 dice, right?
You only have 3.
So it says that the Space Marines may fight with Titus if he is within 1 inch of at least one enemy. Titus that's kind of confusing as well since there's only 1 Space Marine in this set. Titus can make 5 attack rolls, represents him making sweeping blows with his chain sword.
5 attack rolls per person?
5 attack rolls, I guess, within whoever's within 1 inch.
That's what I'm saying. So it's 5 per guy? So you would roll 10 then?
No, I think that it is.
Because you only had 2 guys that attacked you.
Let me see.
Ooh.
For each attack that hits, you may pick a Termagant or Ripper Swarm model within 1 inch. The Tyranid player makes a save roll for that model to see if the attack has been stopped. Any save rolls are 5 or 6 save. Any rolls 1, 2, 3 fails. If he fails to save the roll, he's slain. Yeah, I'm kind of confused about that too. Like, am I doing 5 rolls against one, or am I doing 5 rolls against each one? I don't know if I'm attacking more than one or just one. That's confusing.
Yeah.
I'm just going to assume that it's because I don't see why you would roll 5 dice against one person.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Because then you would have to roll 5 or 6, like 5 times in order to save you. That's crazy talk.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing it's going to be cheating. For each one within 1 inch, you'll do an attack against them. Mm-hmm. So in his case, it would be I'll fight this guy, and then I'll fight this guy.
Oh, that guy went first.
Huh?
The second guy, he's the first guy.
Well, it doesn't matter.
It matters.
This might not even be the right way to play it, but this is how I'm perceiving it. So we're just going to see.
You're the second guy, it matters.
Oh, I got 1 and a 4. So that means that this misses, and then I would hit him unless you roll a 5 or a 6.
What's the 1 mean?
1 means that he misses.
You missed my guy.
Yeah.
So one of my guys is dead?
Well, if you can't save him, you have to roll a 5 or a 6. So this
one of my guys is completely safe, like you missed.
Yeah. So I'm attacking this guy here. So
what do you have against that guy?
I don't like his face.
What did he do to you? He is living his life, just trying to, have a nice steady job to pay the bills, killing people like you.
Roll the dice. You got to get a 5 or 6 if you want to save them. Yeah, just one.
Just the one. Okay.
Damn it.
What does that mean?
You saved it.
Yay! I'm finally saved. Finally saved. So no one gets hurt. Nice.
So it's your turn again. So now.
Wow, you sounded really sad that my guy is still alive.
I am. Wow. The Tyranid player picks up one of their models within 1 inch, and then the Ripper Swarm has more attack. So it's a good idea to fight with the Ripper Swarm first, if possible. Ripper Swarm is this guy. So now you're back in your movement phase.
I only have 1 Ripper Swarm?
Because they're strong. So now
apparently not that strong if you still need these other guys.
You're in your movement phase, so now you can move your guys within 6 inches
What, all of them?
As many as you would like.
All of them. Can I surround you now?
You can if you wanted to.
I want to surround you now.
All right, so now you're doing your attack phase, and they're talking about the Ripper Swarm. So the Ripper Swarm can do 5 attack rolls against me, and you have to do 5. You have to do 5 or 6 in order to hit me. So you might as well take these 5 dice and attack with the Ripper Swarm and see what you get.
So what do these 5 indicate again?
He does 5 attacks at once.
Oh, the Ripper Swarm alone.
Alone, yeah.
So you said 5 attacks. And 5 and 6
5
hit
or 6
you.
hit, yeah.
Come on, big money, big money, big money. Oh, that was a lot. So.
God dang. So
let's see.
1, 2, 3, 4 hits. Nice. And I would have to save myself
4 times
from this. So
but I mean, the odds are in your favor. So you'll be fine. It's just a scratch. You'll be fine.
Tis but a scratch.
It's just a scratch. Like it's a flesh wound. You'll be all right. Walk it off.
What I need to do 3, 4, 5, or 6 in order to save myself.
You'll be fine.
3, 4, 5, or 6.
1 or
How
2.
many did you get in 6?
It was 4 of them.
4? Okay.
So wait, so if it's only 4, does that mean you only need 4?
Yeah, you're right. Sorry. I only need 4. Okay. All right, baby.
So 1 and 2, does that mean you did?
Almost. I just need 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah, you got a 2. Nice. And a 1. Awesome.
All right, so that's twice. So you hit me twice. Is that 3, 4, 5, and 6? So these 2 are saved. These 2 are hits. So I've got 2.
Wait, I thought my rolls was a hit.
Yeah, your rolls are a hit.
So those rolls mean, so all of these 4 means they're hits, but these 2 means that they're fatal?
Well, actually, hold on. 3, 4, 5, or 6. Okay, I made a mistake. It's actually in my favor. I got 3 saves from your attacks.
So what is this?
So I got 1 wound. You attacked 5 times. 4, or you attacked 5 times. 3, was it 4 of your attacks?
Yeah, 4 of them hit.
No, you attacked 5 times and
4 of them hit.
4 of them hit. Yeah. I did 4 dice rolls. I got 3 or more. So these saved me from your damage, but
so
this
that's what I'm
one hits
saying.
me.
If I hit you 4 times out of the 5 that I shot, so I shot boom, 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 boom. 4 of them hit you. What do those 3 that you just rolled mean? Like, does
That's
that
the
mean
save
that
rolls.
So what, you had like a bulletproof vest on, or
Armor, saved by my armor.
Oh, and so this one actually
that one got through.
Punctured you.
Yeah, so
but it's not fatal.
Each one gets 2 attack rolls.
2?
Yes.
Oh my god. So what? I got to do this 7 times?
2 rolls per each one. You got 7, so I guess that's 14 total dice rolls.
So I could do all 6 of them twice, and then 2.
I mean, I guess so, if you want to keep track of.
This is 14.
And you have to do 5 or 6
to hit you.
5 or 6.
Okay,
yes.
so this is the first 6 shots, because it's 14 shots coming at you.
Okay.
Is it 5 or 6?
5 or 6. So what do you got?
Okay, so this is a 5.
1,
this is a 5.
2,
this is a 5.
3.
And these are, so you got 3 out of 6 so far. This is 5 or 6. Okay, so 3.
I'm keeping
out
track.
of 6. So it's going to be 12. Okay, you said 5 or 6. So 5.
4. Yeah, 4 hits through.
Yeah, that's 4, 4, 4. Okay. And then now I just need 2. So you got 4 out of 12. These are terrible shots. Yeah, so 4 out of 14.
Just 4. All right, so 4 hits. So now I'm going to roll 4, and I got to get 3 or more.
4.
And make sure that you're not skipping. Okay, you're not skipping anything. All right.
These things can't work nothing. So
crap.
1, 2.
I got hit 3 times.
Yeah, you got hit 3 times.
Oh my god.
So what does that mean? Like those are fatal?
1, 2, almost. I got 1 more time to get hit, and then I'm dead.
Oh, nice.
All right,
That's
so
fine.
I can't move right now because you're surrounded me.
Wait, okay, so you have 4
wounds, four wound markers.
And so you said 5 kills you?
5 kills me.
I thought it was 6 that kills you.
No, it's 5. All right, so since I'm surrounded, I can't move.
Nice.
So I'm going to roll the dice, and I get 5, right? So hopefully,
Wait, what's the 5 again?
I get 5 attack rolls.
Per person or?
I'm thinking, no, not per person. I think that it's 5 attacks, period. Because 5 per person seems a bit crazy.
That's a lot.
So
Especially
since I'm surrounded, then I should be able to, you know, all right. So I need to get 3, 4, 5, or 6. Oh my God!
3, 4, 5, or 6.
Only got 1 hit.
I don't even understand anymore what's happening.
Oh, it's only 1. So now you have to roll and see if you can save yourself.
Okay, so you only hit 1 of
I only
us?
hit 1. Only
Nice.
1.
I mean, because you're almost dead, so that's...
Go ahead,
that's
roll
great.
the dice.
So 1 dice?
1 dice.
Okay.
And you got to get 5 or 6 to save
save
yourself. Yeah. Yay, you're dead.
Wow.
I'm going to say this one.
What?
Well, no,
my
actually,
guy?
you pick. Well,
No,
who
you can
picks
pick.
which
I don't
one?
even care.
I'm not sure who
Doesn't
picks
matter.
which one. I think like you have. I don't know.
That's
So
terrible.
he's gone.
Wow.
So now you're back in the. Well, you don't have to
was
move
trying to feed his
anymore
family.
because now
Wow. Wow.
you already got me surrounded. So you got your attacks now.
Nice. Wait, what am I doing now? I
You're
gotta
rolling,
attack you again?
Yeah, you're rolling for attacks. All those attacks that you got.
Okay, so who am I attacking you as now?
Whatever you want. If you want to do the Ripper
Ripper
Swarm
Swarm
or if
again?
you want to do the regular guys.
Okay, so how does the Ripper Swarm work?
Ripper Swarm gets 5. Yeah, you roll 5 dice.
5. This is crazy. These rules are ridiculous. Okay, so once again, the Ripper Swarm goes first, and he hits you 5 times, and a 5 or 6 hits you.
Yes.
Okay, so this is for the Ripper Swarm.
This is for the Ripper Swarm.
5 or 6. Okay, so that hit you, and that hit you.
So 2. So now,
From the Ripper Swarm. But do I also do the others too?
well,
or just Ripper Swarm?
I feel like I should roll a save because I'm probably going to die anyway.
Yeah,
so
go ahead
what
and die.
what
It's fine.
sense does it make? So I need to do 2
Yeah.
dice, and I need to get 3, 4, 5, or 6.
Roll the dice on your life.
Damn.
Nice.
Well, Titus is dead.
I mean, it's only right. It's like 80 of us. Why wouldn't you die, you know?
To be fair, I had some really bad rolls. If I had gotten, I mean, because all you need is a 3 at least. I could have taken out probably like 4 dudes at this point. Or if I had got my other rolls right, I could have just attacked the Ripper Swarm and just put all my attacks towards him. The whole thing, I think, about this particular game that's based on the video game, or these are the enemies that you fight in the game. And since they are like a swarming type of, you know, alien thing, I think that's what they were going for. Like, oh, you're surrounded. Because they even got this one game mode that's hold the line. And the other one, which is objective secured. And with hold the line, you are fighting against like all of them. No, you put up to 10 termagants in one Ripper Swarm, so you have 11 of them on here. This is based on the game. In the game, you're just playing as him, so I guess they wanted to really bring home the whole swarming part. But just as a first impression of just these training missions and not like the actual game, based on this, it seems like the first training mission is heavily in his favor, but then this one is definitely heavily in your favor since and plus they said that you can't shoot, you can only do melee, and it seems like the whole thing is going to be you will get surrounded and then it's just luck at that point, so it's not really strategy. But anyway, those are the first 2 training missions, Warhammer 40K Space Marine, the board game, that I think we played mostly accurately. There's a couple of confusing parts about it, but yeah, it seems very weighted towards the Tyranids. unless you just get some really good dice rolls and then you feel like you're overcoming the odds. Maybe that's what they wanted to do. You know, the feeling of, oh no, I was for sure I was going to die, but then I rolled nothing but 5s and I took them all out. Because that is possible.
Yeah, sometimes the bad guy wins.
It's gambling. So anyway, that's it. Thank you for playing with me.
Of course.
We'll play again some of these other modes. And I'll probably lose.
Can't wait to kill your bad guy again.
Heresy. All right, thanks for watching. And until next time, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you soon.